That was an awesome message for this morning. Tay, I'm going to throw it over to you right away. Get your thoughts. Uh, like I typed in the chat, I could listen to Craig Grochel pretty much all day long. And one of the things that I love about him is, in my eyes, if you look at him, he's just a normal dude like us. And then he opens his mouth, and next thing you know, all of our minds are blown. Now Tay's going to blow our minds.
Yeah, just so much good. This is four things that really stuck out to me. The first thing he says, choose a perspective of faith, and I love that because I think that's something that you have to do as soon as you get out of the morning in the bed. You have to set your mind already on how you're going to see today. If you set it in faith, then you're going to move with confidence and knowing that there's going to be solutions throughout the day. There's going to be more than enough throughout the day. And I think as you set your mind on those things, I think you're always going to see the good in things. You may not feel it or you may not want to do it in that moment, but your mind is already there. So as you continue to set your mind on things, then I think your body will begin to follow and it will start to produce the actions needed to get you to actually take action and not be paralyzed in fear. And the second thing he said, and I love this one, he said, make wise decisions based on what we know in the moment. And I love that because I've been doing just my quiet times in different scriptures. And one of my quiet times, it was Proverbs 2:7. And it said, God gives helpful advice to everyone who obeys him. And what I love about that is, there's so much information that's been poured into our minds right now that it's kind of like you can get like this information overload to where you get irrational and you start to make decisions that looking forward in the future, like you probably look back and regret it. So I think you have to really just not make decisions out of fear, not make decisions out of desperation, but you actually have to sit down, contemplate, have conversations with your spouse, and just invite God into your situation. And I think as you invite him into your situation, he will give you that discernment. He will give you that peace of mind, knowing like when you make this decision, like you're going to have peace instead of stressing out whether you made the right decision or not. So I just ask you guys, whatever decision that you contemplate, invite God into it, big or small, invite him into it. And I think as you do, he will give you this peace that he's been promising us throughout his word. And the third thing he said, and this is probably goes to everybody because we've been quarantined to a house because we can't gather. He said, we're not created to be alone. And I love that because I believe that we need the people God has placed in our life and they need us as well. Like, I think when you're alone and the isolation kicks in, that's when you heard them say like depression kicks in, doubts kicked in, all these self-limiting beliefs that we have, it kicked in. And it's not just kicking in, it's going in overdrive because you're there with yourself. So all you're repeating is the thing that Satan's playing in your ear. You're consistently reminding yourself of the doubt, of the stress, of the things that happen in the word, opposed to reminding yourself of the word. So what I love about this company is like we have been so proactive. It's not just, we have the amazing corporate meetings, but like so many amazing leaders just doing Zooms. Like the fact that we get to host Zooms and just be able to just be surrounded by people who are not focused on the negativity, people who see the opportunity in everything that's going on, that you can continue to show up around those guys and not only host these Zooms live, but everybody posts and they just share so freely. Like people have hosted Zooms before. Think about Joe and Chad and they put it on YouTube. Go back to those Zooms because the things that they were speaking into then, like it still fits us today. So go back and reread, get on some of those Zooms, even go back to some of these personal development Zooms that we've been doing. And I promise you, as you do that, then you will be focused on the bigger picture. You'll be focused more on your faith. You'll be filling yourself with things that are good and healthy for you as well. So I just encourage you guys, you may be in your home with just your spouse and your kids, but you have YouTube, you have Zooms that leaders are hosting, you have the work from home that corporate is doing every single day. You have the resources needed to be surrounded by people, even though you can't be surrounded by in a physical space. So just take advantage of the resources that we have. And just the last thing he said, and I love it, because I think if people are hurting, man, regardless of how we feel about the situation or what's going on, people are being affected about what's going on, and we have to have that empathy. So I love that he said, shine the light, don't hide it. And when I got like, shine the opportunity, don't hide it. Shine these amazing products like immunity, don't hide it. We have everything needed for this world at this time, not for us to create more sales, for us to go out and really make an impact and just help people, not just get through this, but like really be affected in a positive way, just by the opportunities and the things they were having. And just the last thing I have, I was listening to this one pastor, and he said, the earth may be closing down, but the heavens are open up. And what I love about that so much is like, people just see what's happening right now. Like, and for me, I'm thinking like, you know, God is always working, even when it seems like everything is crumbling, everything is going, like he has a plan that's going to work out for our good. So right now, like he always say in the Bible, like the harvest is ready, but the workers are few. We are the workers. We have to shine the light. We have to know people have been primed for this moment. Our faith have to shine so bright that people see what we have and they're drawn to God like a magnet. So I just encourage you guys to know that God is working. He's opened up so many doors for you to reach people that you probably wouldn't otherwise reach, because they would be so focused on their job. They would be so focused on running from the things that they're scared of. And right now they can't run from those things. They have to face it head on because they're in the house by themselves. They're in the house with their family. So they have to face their marriage head on. They have to face raising their kids. They have to face these things every day, and they can't run from them. So now's the time for us to shine this light and let people know, like, we have this amazing opportunity, but we also have this amazing God who's ready and who's willing to help you get past this and not just come out of this the same or as you were before, but you're going to come out of this better than you were before. You're going to come out of this a new person, not just saying you are, but you're going to be transformed in such a way that people around you are going to see the fruits of everything that God is going to do in your life. And he's going to continue to build that foundation for you. So as these things do end, you're going to come out stronger. You're going to come out a well-developed person who not only going to go back into the business realm and do great things, but you're going to go back and introduce new people to this God that you found in this troubling time. So I just encourage you guys, like you said, shine your light. People need what we have. People need to see that we have a faith that is so strong and it's built up not just around us, but it's built up around people, strong men, strong pillars of people. We have to be those pillars. We have to be those light houses for other people. And we have those people like Joe and Chad in our life. And I think if we can be that for other people, then they will have no choice but to see the goodness in God and be drawn to him and really want to accept him as the Lord and Savior. So I just encourage you guys today, just go out and just shine your light and don't be afraid of it. No, some people may come against you, but more people are going to want what you have because you had the courage to do so in this troubling time.
Instant action step. Rewind what you just heard and listen to Tay again. That was awesome. Chad, go ahead. Keep it rolling.
Well, I love that Craig Grochel started off by saying that when he was in quarantine, he fought depression. Because I think it's important for us to know that we're human and we have feelings, and feelings are okay. And what I learned a long time ago was it's okay to let your feelings in the car, just don't let your feelings in the driver's seat. And I think he addressed that a little bit with saying to not make important decisions based off how you feel in the moment right now today, because I think that's very, very important. He alluded to Philippians 4:8, which I love that verse that talks about think on things that are pure, admirable, lovely. And the verses right before that are amazing too, because the Philippians 4:6 and 7 gives us the formula to have undescribable peace. And so I love Philippians 4:6 and 7 give us that formula, and then how to get undescribable peace. And then Philippians 4:8 helps us to understand how to keep the undescribable peace. So if you guys are going to stamp a tattoo on the inside of your eyeballs today, I would stamp that verse right there, because that will help you, especially in this season. And it's something that you can share with other people that's going to help them be able to get through this too. So that was the first thing. I love, then he talked about John 14:27. I'm leaving you with a gift, peace of mind and heart. And the peace I give is a gift the world cannot give. So don't be troubled or afraid. So we see through, someone said the other day that fear not is literally listed in the Bible 365 times. So there's one for every day. And so God is adamant about making it clear to us that we don't have to live in fear. We can choose to live in faith. And I think that's huge. And Craig Grochel alluded to one of Joel's favorite verses, 2 Timothy 1:7, that God didn't give, that spirit of fear doesn't come from him, and that we live by faith and not by sight, that Craig went to. And the next one will be, this is a time, especially, see, when we have the supernatural peace and we have our stuff together, now we're positioned to help other people. We've got our oxygen mask on in the plane already, right? So now we can help the people sitting on the left of us and the right of us. And as we give away hope to other people, all that does is it builds our own hope. When we give away faith, we give away hope. It strengthens us. So make sure that you're spending some time every day giving, expressing your hope, and optimism for the future. Have daily faith. We shine the light. We don't hide it. And, the last thing I'll talk about here is where he said, radical, faith-filled hope brokers. Guys, when times are great and when times aren't great, that is the message that we carry for everyone. That's the only reason why people are going to join you in your business, is because they want to have something they don't have right now, and they believe that you can help them get there. So let's be contagious. I love that he used the word contagious, right? Because there's some contagiousness happening around the world. The world's got its contagiousness, but what we have is that we have hope, and the hope that Jesus brings, and we can be contagious about that. And, the Bible's very, very, very specific and clear. There's only certain times in the Bible, whenever we're talking to our kids or each other and we repeat ourselves over and over and over and over, it's because we want it to get through, right? I mean, it's important to see, like, what did Jesus say? What was the first things he said? What was the last things he said? What things are God saying over and over and over? So when he says, I will never leave you, I'll never forsake you, when you break it down into the Greek, it's so clear that he says, I will never, no, not ever, no, never. Like, you can't get much clearer than that, right? So he says that he will never leave us, and then he will never, no, not ever, no, never forsake us. So that's very, very clear. So even if we feel, our feelings are in the car, so we might feel like he's not around, we feel like the world's fallen down, but when we think of what's true is that he's right there, and all we have to do is draw close to him, and he'll draw close to us, and it'll fill us up, fill our faith up, and help us to get through. And not just for us, it's for all these people on our teams. It's for all these people we're going to run into in the grocery store. I mean, we just have a unique opportunity right now to be the calm in the storm, and be like Jesus when he's sleeping on the boat and everybody else is freaking out and like, wow, how's this guy sleeping? Well, later on when things calm down, they're like, I remember that. And that's how we're going to be able to lead so many people out of their darkness into the light. So that's all I got for today, Joel.
So good. So I love the whole conversation of how to go through a difficult time. And this applies to anything, whether it's the current crisis that we're in or any difficult time in your life. And he said, focus on the goodness of God, not your current situation. And I think that current word is the most important part, because of the fact that where you currently are isn't where you're going to be. And hopefully you make that decision and that thought process so that you do not stay stuck in your current. So what we're going to do is we're going to look towards the future, knowing that what we do today is going to change that outcome. When it comes to our conversations on here, and basically all three of us and many of your, I guess you would say, windows or glasses or eyes that you see things, our faith and our Christian walk is what causes us to have a different view of situations. He said, we don't have the same look about things as everybody else, because our center point is not of this earth. So the peace that we have isn't something that's provided here on earth. I mean, just think about, the nutrition that you need, the food that you need, all of that stuff is provided here on earth. There's things that are called essentials that your body needs, and you get it through your food. But then there's the non-essential things that you have to go out and get somewhere else because it's not available. That's exactly how it is in the world. You know, you've got everything here that you need, but the spiritual things and the view of which you look through is not of this world. The peace that you have is not of this world. That's why when we were talking the other day, we try so much to express it to you guys. But if you can't grasp that where our source is coming from, you can't understand why we have this peace. So that's why we always talk about living by faith and not by fear. You know, we talk about living by focus, but truly our focus is on our faith, which causes everything else to be different. You know, talking about a peace that's not of this world. Peace is the gift from God. And I love that it's a peace of mind and a peace of heart. So not only is it covering your knowledge and the things that you think, it's covering your heart and the things that you feel and your emotions. So God's got both of those things covered for you. Obviously, you guys know 2 Timothy 1:7 is one of my favorites. But I like how he started talking about where to be a sacrifice and not selfish, which is the hardest thing to do during times like this, is thinking more about others than yourself. You know, we have an opportunity right now more than ever to step up into a place of leadership to help lead people through this. You know, you guys have been tuning in, like I said, for years, taking these leadership nuggets. You know, you've been writing them down, you've been taking notes. Go back through and look at your notes, listen to the things that you've written down in your voice, and share that with others, guys. Like Chad was saying, like Tay had been saying, be that lighthouse, be that light on the hill that's shining out that people are looking for. You know, there's only so much that the three of us can do. But with the other 5,000 of you, think of how many lives we can change, and we can, you know, go out and do better in the world because of that. And you have to have an everyday faith. Like Tay said, wake up in the morning, set your mind. Don't let everything come in and set your day. You set your day and have that everyday faith. I wanted to talk a little bit about Craig and opportunity. So if you know a little bit about Craig's story from, you know, the previous ones that we've done with him, Craig Grochel and Life Church were one of the first churches to stream pre-recorded messages to other campuses and to creating what we know today as online church. Like he said, they created the platform that thousands of other churches use. And just this week, 700 new churches signed up so that they could connect with people around the world. That came out of a moment of opportunity and necessity. That's how he created it. Same thing when they created the YouVersion Bible app, which I believe should be on everybody's phone. It's one of those things that we joked about the other day. It's I thought it just came automatically installed on every iPhone. That's how many people have it on their phone. But that came out of an accident that became an opportunity. Guys, you're in a time right now where opportunity is going to be presenting itself all the time. It may not be very clear, but when preparedness and training meet opportunity, that's when you guys are going to see amazing things happen. There are so many of you on here right now that don't even know the things that are going to change in your life because you've been ready and been training and been building up for something like this. You are going to go out and change hundreds and thousands of lives because there's going to be opportunity available for you to do that. And it's our prayer and our desire for you guys to step up and be those leaders. Guys, this is what we've been training for. You know, we've been going through all of this stuff so that you can stand up now and shine and draw those people to you, which goes to the last point. We shine the light. We don't hide it. Guys, your job is to be a hope dealer, a love spreader. And I like Chad pointed out, we need to be contagious. This love, this hope needs to be spreading faster than this virus and this fear. Be very vocal about how excited you are, how things are going for you, that you're bringing hope, you're excited for the future. Guys, speak that life out into the void and watch what returns back. Because right now, what's getting spoken out constantly is just fear, 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 fear. We need to come and speak out hope, love, faith, joy, excitement. We need to speak that out. Don't hold it to yourself. Speak it out. Take one post a day to just post something amazing, exciting, happy, joy, something that will hopefully change somebody's life, and then watch the domino effect happen. We will not grow weary in doing good, because we know that by continuing to do good, God comes in, picks it up, and blesses us even more. So guys, go out today, do good, make an amazing post with the thought process of touching and changing somebody else's life for good. Can't wait to see you guys next week. Have an awesome day.